All right, everybody. So our goal now is to create an angle bisector. So we're going to use the perpendicular bisection method within this construction. So if you haven't watched the first video or are not sure how to make a perpendicular bisector, you need to know for this one. So go back and watch it, and then come back and attempt this one. All right, so let's get started. So just like the last one, the first thing we should do is take away all this grids and axes because we want this to be an open space. So let's hit our graphic changer here, slide over to the axes, turn them off, and the grid, turn them off. Okay, so now we have some good space. So if we're going to make an angle bisector, we first have to make an angle. So our angle tool is actually on the fourth from the right menu. And if you look here, we just have to select 3 points or 2 lines. Well, we have no lines yet, so let's select the points. So we just need to make 3 points, 1, 2, 3. So something weird happened. The angle here, the green one, actually popped on the outside. It's called the reflex angle for review. And that's not really what we want. We want the angle to be on the inside. There's an easy fix here. Just go to your move tool, grab the point B, and just move it over. Just move it over. Let go. Okay, so move this guy to like this side of AC. And if you notice here, the angle now popped to the inside of the AC points. And that's ultimately what we're going to want. So make sure your angle is oriented to the inside or interior space of the angle. Okay, so this angle is currently about 48 degrees, but we probably want to draw some lines here for a little more definition. So let's go to the third menu. We can choose any of these. I'm going to choose rays, just because I think that's what the most typical thing is. So the ray says we need to select a starting point and then a point on a ray. So remember, rays are the constructions that have a starting point and then continue on to infinity. So we're going to start this guy at B, take it to A, and we'll start one at B and take it to C. All right. So now we have our angle well defined. This is the angle that we're now going to cut in half. We're going to cut the 48.45 degree angle in half. So first we have to get rid of some of our distractors. So A and C were important to make our angle, but they're not actually important to make our angle bisector. And so let's first, get out of here, little guy. Whoa. Get rid of that thing. Okay. So first let's grab our move tool and let's just move A and C kind of out of the way because we don't need them right now. We'll use them for testing later to change the size of our angle and make sure it's actually still bisected. But they're not something we're going to use for our construction. What we need to define first are going to be 2 points on the rays that are the same distance from B. So 2 equidistant points from B. So like a point here and a point here that are the same distance away from our Bravo point. So we can do that with a circle. So go to your circle with a center, pull in a Bravo and just kind of drag it out. It doesn't matter how far you drag it out, just drag it out. Okay? So I pull my point over onto the side because like A and C, this point E isn't actually important to our construction. It's important because we can use that to change the size of the circle later if we want to. So I'm going to drag it out of the way. We're interested in these 2 points, these 2 intersections. So let's go to our intersect command in our second menu. And let's find the intersection of the circle and the first ray, and then the circle and the second ray. And so this F point and this G point, those are the points we're actually needing. And your letters might be different. Don't freak out if they are. We just need these 2 intersection points. Let's define a segment between them. So the blue segment is really what the action is. And so if we want to bisect this angle, what we really have to do is bisect perpendicularly this segment. Well, we know how to do that. You guys just practiced it. So let's go to our circle tool, drag a circle from F out to G, and just drag the same exact circle from G back out to F. Okay? And so to make a perpendicular bisector, we're going to need a couple more points. So let's find the intersections here and then grab a line. And so we need to probably start it through A, but we can run it through H or B. If you notice, all these points are collinear, all in the same line. And so whichever one you grab doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go ahead and grab B. Okay? We're going to change the color of this one as well to make it pink. And so pink is actually the angle bisector. I'm going to fade out some of these circles. Just to hopefully make this a little bit more clear. So I'm not going to totally get rid of them. I'm just going to change it to a super light gray color. Okay. So we have, so we have the angle here, ABC. Then we have this pink line that we cut right through the center of it, and it should cut the angle in half. Now we shouldn't just trust this, we should measure it. And so let's go back to our angle tool and find the measurement between these 2 angles. And you notice the angle kind of popped weird, so I'm going to redo that. Let's go from F to B to I. Okay. So if you notice, this angle And again, I'm getting very specific decimals here, but this angle is about 47. Half of that should be 23. We can do it on the other side as well. So let's go from I to B out to G. And you notice the second half of the angle, the lower half of the angle, is also about 24 degrees. Okay, and so now we should test it. So we should grab some of these points and kind of move them about. So if I take A and I shrink it, okay, notice that the two halves of the angles are staying exactly the same. And they're going to be, when you add them together, the value of the full angle. And so then we see about 15 degrees, and 30 degrees. Let's see if I can get about 90 out of this. Okay, so there we have the whole angle is about 90, and the two half angles are 45 and 45. Okay, and so in review, to make an angle bisector, what we really have to create is a segment. The segment we'll accomplish by first drawing a circle around our vertex points. Choose 2 points that are on that circle and also on the rays so they're equidistant, and then chop, perpendicularly bisect this blue line directly in half. So the pink line itself is a perpendicular bisector. All right, guys, that's the construction, perpendicular bisectors. Thanks.